The Trump administration, meanwhile, freezing its aid to the Kenya-led International Police Force for Haiti. $13 million provided by Washington for that. The move comes just as the gangs that had overrun the capital, Port-au-Prince, have been laying siege to the upscale suburb of Kenskoff. Solange Mougin has more.
Lining up for food, many of these Haitians in the capital's affluent neighborhood of Kenskoff have nowhere else to go. Like nearly 1 million others who've been left homeless by gang violence in recent years in Haiti. With gangs killing and shooting indiscriminately, they've been expanding their control. The United Nations says they could soon overrun the capital. Port-au-Prince is already 85% under their thumb. The UN has warned that more money, equipment, and personnel are needed to avoid a catastrophic collapse of the island's security institutions. But for Donald Trump, such needs are contrary to his push to cut foreign aid. The UN confirmed that his administration has put a 90-day freeze on the over $13 million that it's contributed to a UN-backed security fund for Haiti.
We received an official notification from the U.S. Asking for an immediate stop work order on their contribution to the multinational security support force.
For that force, the MSS $110 million has been raised to date, but it's widely seen as insufficient. Just 800 of the 2,500 security personnel that was hoped for have been deployed. Among them, soldiers from Kenya, Jamaica, Guatemala, and Belize. On Tuesday, 70 soldiers from El Salvador arrived to help. The leader of the multinational mission welcomed them.
We are destined and we are focused. Our trajectory, our focus is on the ball. And the meaning is that we are going to succeed.
Meanwhile, at another airport, Haitians who fled the gang violence were forced to return. The first plane of deportees arrived in Haiti from the United States as part of Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration.
For more, let's go to Mexico City. Diego Da Rin is Haiti analyst for International Crisis Group. Thank you for speaking with us here on France 24.
Thank you for having me.
What do you make of the timing of this announcement coming just as there's been this week-long siege of the Port-au-Prince suburb of Kenskoff?
Well, every time that we see the situation in Haiti, we think that the situation has reached the rocky bottom, but it deteriorates every day. Now, the announcement of this freeze of funds by the U.S., which has been the main financial backer of this force, is concerning, and mostly at this time that the gangs are again trying to surround Pétionville, which are the upscale neighborhoods that have been out of reach of the gangs, the little part of the capital that is not controlled by the gangs, and they are trying to strengthen their positions around Pétionville to mount a siege on this last enclave of the capital that is not controlled by them.
And why now?
Well, they have been trying for some time. This is not new. They already tried to make an incursion in Pétionville in late November. That really went wrong because of the response of the police, but mostly because of the response of the vigilante brigades, which are self-defense groups that have been spreading around all the neighborhoods that are not yet controlled by the gangs.
And it's can we draw any conclusions as to the effectiveness of this international police force in the face of this, or are they still in the setting up phase?
Well, the police mission led by Kenya has been doing what they can with the funds, the equipment, and the staff that they have on the ground. Right now, there has been a few contingents of Salvador, Guatemala, and Kenya that have been deploying in the past month, and the mission has now over 800 officers. But this is just a third of the total amount of personnel that the mission was supposed to have, which is 2,500. So the mission had really had a security strategy to deal with the gangs in the capital, but right now they don't have enough staff, enough equipment, because there is a lack of resources to have what it is necessary to see at least if the mission has a chance against the gangs.
You mentioned Guatemala, the announcement coming just as the U.S. Secretary of State is making his way on a Latin America tour from Guatemala to Haiti's neighbor, the Dominican Republic. Why freeze this aid now?
Well, this comes in the context of the general freeze of foreign aid by the United States that was announced last week. So the funds that were committed by the previous administration to the trust fund to finance the mission were also frozen. Top Kenyan officials have said that that the mission benefits of a waiver from this freeze, but this hasn't been yet confirmed by the Trump administration yet. So we don't know if after this freeze of funds, the U.S. administration will continue to fund the mission. But what we think is that the new administration will ask for significant contributions from other countries, so that the United States is not the one who is giving the bulk of the funds of the MSS.
All right, so not enough police, a top donor who is an unreliable provider at this point. What is crisis group suggesting happen next? What should Haitians do? What should the international community do?
Well, right now there are discussions about transitioning from the MSS to a peacekeeping operation that would be a UN mission. That means that the mission would be financed by contributions, by assessed contributions. So that would have more security of having enough funds to have sufficient personnel dealing with the gangs in the capital and the other regions that where they operate. But the fact is that the Secretary General has said that there is no peace to keep, and he wants to change the way the peace operations operate, because this will have to be a very robust mission, not only about keeping peace, but really going into a war zone, because Port-au-Prince right now is a city in war. So maybe there has to be some creative ways of having a new kind of mission with assessed contributions that could guarantee that the mission is sufficiently funded.
Yeah, because previous UN missions have left a bitter taste in Haiti.
Yes, they have. The MINUSTA that was in Haiti between 2004 and 2017 introduced cholera. There was also hundreds of cases of sexual abuse in women, girls, and even boys. The question now is if you have sufficient protocols for protection of human rights, would it be better to have a UN peacekeeping operation, even learning from the mistakes of the past, or letting the gangs use gender-based violence? There was over 5,600 people killed last year. The displaced person, the total number of displaced persons was tripled in 2024. So we have to strike a balance, understand what the mistakes of past missions, and try to come up with an urgent solution in a scenario that is really Haiti now is in the brink of collapse.
Diego Da Rin, many thanks for joining us from Mexico City.
Thank you.